This morning, President Moon Jae-in is set to embark on his first overseas trip since taking office. He will travel to the United States on Wednesday for a 4-day trip that will include summit talks at the White House with President Trump. The South Korean leader is also set to visit war memorials to reaffirm the two nations' ironclad alliance. Hwang Hojun starts us off.
Just 2 days before he flies over to Washington for his first bilateral summit with President Trump, the agenda and schedule for President Moon Jae-in's trip were confirmed Monday afternoon by a Cheong Wa Dae official. President Moon will arrive on the 28th and start his itinerary by laying a wreath at the Changjin Reservoir Battle Monument at the National Museum of the Marine Corps, honoring those who died in one of the Korean War's fiercest battles. That evening, President Moon will attend a dinner co-hosted by the South Korean and U.S. Chambers of Commerce, a symbolic event to display the importance of economic cooperation between the two countries. The following day, President Moon will have separate meetings with the leaders of the U.S. Senate and the House of Representatives, and in the evening, along with his wife, First Lady Kim Jong-suk, he will attend a dinner hosted by the first couple of the U.S. at the White House, just the second White House dinner President Trump and his wife Melania have held so far. On Friday, Moon will be visiting the Korean War Veterans Memorial with U.S. Vice President Mike Pence, and then the two leaders' meeting will begin. It will be followed by a joint press conference where both Moon and Trump will read their own statements on their evaluation of the meeting. And finally, on Saturday, President Moon will return to Korea, arriving in Seoul on Sunday local time. Meanwhile, in preparation for the summit, President Moon summoned 7 Korean diplomats who formerly served as ambassador to the U.S. to the Blue House on Monday morning to ask their advice on how to deal with important topics that will be on the table. Foreign Minister Kang Kyung-hwa also attended the meeting. According to the Blue House spokesperson, President Moon noted that the South Korea-U.S. summit will be a crucial opportunity for the two nations to reinforce their long-standing alliance, but said he will try to look at the big picture.
The president said he won't get too caught up in bringing home results, but rather focused on establishing a foundation of friendship and mutual trust with President Trump.
The former diplomats concurred with that approach and advised the president to focus on the meaning and significance of the alliance rather than debating issues in detail. Hwang Hojun, Arirang News.